Bacoor, officially the City of Bacoor, is a first-class urban component city in the province of Cavite, Philippines. It is a lone congressional district of Cavite and is the province's gateway to Metro Manila. Etymology: some accounts indicate that the city of Bacoor, also named Bacoor or Baco, was founded as pueblo or town in 1671. When Spanish troops first arrived in Bacoor, they met some local inhabitants in the process of building a bamboo fence around a house. The Spaniards asked the men what the name of the village was, but because of the difficulties in understanding each other, the local inhabitants thought that the Spaniards were asking what they were building. The men answered Bacoor. The Spaniards pronounced it as Baco, which soon became the town's name. History Spanish period Baco was one of the flashpoints of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. Baco's parish priest at that time, Fr. Mariano Gar-Cubed-Mez, was one of the Gombertsa trio implicated in the mutiny for advocating secularization of priesthood in the Philippines. He and the rest of Gombertsa were executed at Bagumbayan in 1872. The death of the Gombertsa served as the inspiration for José Rizal's El Filibusterismo, which in turn influenced the ignition of the Philippine Revolution. During the Philippine Revolution against Spain in 1896, Baco was one of the first towns in Cavite to rise up. A Katipunan chapter, codenamed Gargano, led by Gil Ignacio from Barrio Banalo, started the hostilities in Bacoor on September 2, 1896, 3 days after the revolution began. On February 17, 1897, General Emilio Aguinaldo's 40,000-strong force confronted a 20,000-strong Spanish reinforcement at the Zapote River. The Katipuneros reinforced the southern bank of the river with trenches designed by Filipino engineer Edilberto Evangelista. They also blew up the Zapote Bridge with explosives which killed several Spaniards crossing it and thereby preventing them from reaching Cavite and forcing them to retreat to Muntinlupa. Despite the Filipino victory, they lost the brilliant Evangelista, who was killed in action. However, after the Spanish counter-offensive in May 1897, Baco and the rest of Cavite finally fell to the Spaniards, forcing Aguinaldo and his men to retreat to Biak-na-Bato. American period With the Philippine Declaration of Independence from Spain on June 12, 1898, hostilities reignited in Cavite and Baco was designated as the first capital of Emilio Aguinaldo's revolutionary government until it was transferred to Malolos, Bulacan in 1899. The Zapote Bridge became the site once again of another battle on June 13, 1899, this time between Philippine and American troops. An American force of 1,200 men supported by naval gunfire from the American squadron in Manila Bay crushed a 5,000-strong Filipino force led by General Pao del Pilar. Zapote Bridge's special place in Philippine history is depicted today in Baco's city seal. Japanese occupation During World War II, in 1942, Japanese occupation forces entered Baco and other towns of Cavite Province. From 1942 to 1945, many Cavite +or-Os joined the Cavite Guerrilla Unit, a recognized guerrilla group headed by Colonel Mariano Castor +or-Ida. This group would eventually become the Filipino-American Cavite Guerrilla Forces. Colonel Francisco Guerrero and the FACGF 2nd Infantry Regiment was put in charge of Japanese resistance in Baco. The FAGCF, together with Filipino soldiers under the 41st, 4th, and 42nd Infantry Division of the Philippine Commonwealth Army, liberated and recaptured Baco and defeated the Japanese Imperial Army forces from January to August 1945, during the Allied liberation of the Philippines. Cityhood On July 25, 2011, President Benigno Simeon Aquino III signed into law Republic Act No. 10160 creating the City of Baco. It was ratified through a plebiscite on June 23, 2012, wherein 226 of the town's 40,080 registered voters voted in favor of cityhood, while those against were 3,854. With the incorporation of Baco as a city, it was divided into 2 legislative districts, Baco West and Baco East. During the 2013 midterm elections, the citizens of Bacoor voted for 6 councillors for each districts, forming a 12-person city council. Geography. Physical Bacoor is strategically located at the gateway to Metro Manila. A suburban area, the city is located approximately 15 kilometers southwest of Manila, on the southeastern shore of Manila Bay, at the northwest portion of the province with an area of 52.4 square kilometers. It is bordered to the east by Las Piñas ± and Muntinlupa, to the south by Dasmariñas ± to the west by Cavite and Imus, and to the north by Bacoor Bay and inlet of Manila Bay. Bacoor is separated from Las Piñas ± by the Zapote River and from Imus and Cavite by Bacoor River. Most of the city is composed of flat, formerly agricultural lands, with some areas such as the coastal barangays of Zapote, Talaba, Niog, and Panapan lying below sea level. Some barangays such as Molino and Queens Row are situated on the hills that form valleys along the upstream portion of Zapote River. Political subdivisions Bacoor City is politically subdivided into 73 barangays grouped into 2 legislative districts, namely, Bacoor West and Bacoor East, which are represented in the city council by their respective councillors. Bacoor West. Bacoor East. Climate Under the CAR paragraph PPEN climate classification system, Bacoor features a tropical savanna climate that borders on a tropical monsoon climate. Together with the rest of the Philippines, Bacoor lies entirely within the tropics. Its proximity to the equator means that the temperature range is very small, rarely going lower than 20 degrees Celsius and going higher than 38 degrees Celsius. However, humidity levels are usually very high, which makes it feel much warmer. It has a distinct dry season from late December through April, and a relatively lengthy wet season that covers the remaining period. Southwest monsoon or habagat can occur from June to September and can cause flooding in parts of the city. Demographics. According to the 2010 census of population, Bacoor has a population of 520,216 people, making it the second most populous city in the province after Dasmariñas ± The city is a bedroom community which owes its large population to the influx of low and middle-income settlers who availed of the various housing projects and subdivisions in it. Religion Roman Catholicism is the dominant religion in Bacoor due to the influx of migrants and is part of the Diocese of Imus. The city is the seat of the Vicariate of St. Michael, the Archangel, and the Vicariate of Stowe. Near ± O de Molino. One of Bacoor's notable parish priests was Fr. Mariano Garcubes, one of the Gombertsa trio implicated in the Cavite Mutiny, who served as parish priest at the Bacoor Cathedral from 1824 to his death in 1872. During the Philippine Revolution, majority of Bacoor's inhabitants became members of the Philippine Independent Church, also known as the Aglipayan Church, the religious arm of General Emilio Aguinaldo's government. The Aglipayan Church has a long and colorful history in the city. It is one of the first places in the Philippines to join the new movement, and the Catholic priest at that time, Fr. Fortunato Clamina, became the first Aglipayan priest of Bacoor, as well as the first Aglipayan bishop of Cavite, during the Aglipayan Schism period. Most of the first members of the church in Bacoor were Katipuneros, headed by General Mariano Narell, who is also the first president of the layman organization. The Aglipayan Church has 2 parishes now in Bacoor, one in Molino and one in the town proper, and chapels in different barangays. Bacoor also has a significant population of Muslims, mostly middle-class Maranao traders and merchants. A number of Protestant Christian denomination, such as Jesus Miracle Crusade International Ministry, United Methodist Church, as well as evangelical Christian denominations such as Molino Community Christian Fellowship, Jesus is Lord Church, and Lighthouse Worship Center also have a presence in the city. Economy. Commerce. Bacoor is currently experiencing a rapid shift from an agriculture-based economy to a residential commercial urban center. Nowadays, retail, manufacturing, banking and service sectors are Bacoor's primary income earners. Commercial activities are sporadic throughout the city, ranging from wholesale to retail establishments, restaurants and eateries, hardware and construction supplies and other service-related industries, especially those located in SM's City Bacoor where it serves as the city's main income earner. The mostly residential area of Molino is also home to SM Centre Molino at the corner of Molino Road and Dayang Hari. The entrance area from the coastal road to Aguinaldo Highway into Laba and the area surrounding the Zapote Public Market are other commercial centres. Bacoor has branches of 11 different commercial banks all over the city. Meanwhile, agricultural area has lessened to only 100 hectares while fish ponds which likewise decreased to almost half of the original 760 hectares. Salt production, fishing, oyster and mussel culture, which are now being threatened to near extinction because of pollution and overpopulation, are the other sources of income of the residents. These industries are also threatened by the construction of the Cavite Coastal Road extension which directly affected the Bacoor shoreline. Land use developments in Bacoor include a proposed industrial village in Barangay Niog which will include light cottage industries with supporting residential and commercial facilities. A vast tract of land in Molino area, on the other hand, is envisioned to host residential, institutional and commercial facilities. Dubbed as the New Bacoor, the land use plan in Molino seeks to utilize the area not only as a dormitory for individuals who work in Metro Manila but also for people who have migrated to Bacoor in search of economic advancement. Tourism Bacoor also touts itself as a tourism and recreational center with reach of Metro Manila residents. Aside from its numerous shopping malls, the city offers visitors a taste of history, culture, and local cuisine through various resorts, restaurants, and other places of interest. These include, places of interest. Festivals, Bacoor Festival, September 29th, Marching Band Festival, 2nd Sunday of May. Battle of Zapote Bridge Commemoration, February 17. Shopping malls and supermarkets. Local government. Pursuant to Chapter 2, Title 2, Book 3 of Republic Act No. 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991, the city government is to be composed of a mayor, a vice-mayor and members of the legislative branch Sangguniang Panlungsod alongside a secretary to the said legislature, all of which are elected to a 3-year term and are eligible to run for 3 consecutive terms. The following are the elected officials of the City of Bacoor for the term 2013-2016. Infrastructure. Transportation. Bacoor is described as a bedroom community with most of his citizens commuting to and from Metro Manila to work. The city is connected to Metro Manila by major thoroughfares, Cavitex and Quirino Avenue in the north, Dayang Hari in the Muntinlupa Cavite Expressway in the south, and Marcos Alvarez Avenue in the east. It is also the terminus of the Aguinaldo Highway and Tirona Highway which connects the city to the rest of Cavite. Common forms of transportation are buses, minibuses, public utility vans, jeepneys. Due to the congestion of Bacoor's major thoroughfares and overpopulation, the city suffers from daily heavy traffic. This hope to be eased in the future as the city will become the terminus of the Manila Light Rail Transit System once its southern extension has been completed. Bacoor is also part of the proposed Cavite Laguna Expressway, which is currently in the bidding process. Health. To address the health concerns of the city's aging population and urban poor population, several public and private hospitals have been established in the city. The local government also initiated a discount program for senior citizens in city wherein they can avail of discounted medical care and medicines in hospitals in and outside of Bacoor. Bacoor has 1 major public hospital and 7 major private hospitals aside from a number of small private clinics. Education. As a bedroom community, Bacoor is also home to several education institutions both public and private. Currently, there are 27 public elementary schools and 7 public high schools throughout the city. Students in the public school sector study under the CAR Euro 12 curriculum. There are also numerous privately run elementary schools and high schools. Several private colleges offer academic as well as technical vocational education. The city is home to 2 universities, the Molino campus of the University of Perpetual Help System DALTA and a campus of the Cavite State University. Notable people: Ernie Barron, weather forecaster and host of Knowledge Power on ABS-CBN. Also known as the Walking Encyclopedia. Joseph Eric Behoin, swimmer and chairman of the Games and Amusement Board of the Philippines. Serafin Cuevas, esteemed lawyer and former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines and Secretary of Justice. Pedro F. Espiritu, governor of the Cavite province. Rabbi Lita Garcia, murdered journalist for the newspapers Ramate and the Filipino Times. Leon Guinto, former mayor of the City of Manila during the Japanese occupation. Mariano Narel, served as general under Emilio Aguinaldo's Revolutionary Army during the 1896 Philippine Revolution. Diafo Campo, actor, singer, and model. Rodeep Agtakhan, Canadian physician, professor and politician. He was a cabinet minister in the governments of Jean Cocopourit Ten and Paul Martin, and served as a member of parliament from 1988 until his defeat in the 2004 election. Manuel Opamaran, esteemed lawyer and former presiding justice of the Sandigan Bayan from 1978 to 1986, known as the hanging judge for deciding over high-profile cases using death penalty. Strike Revilla, incumbent mayor of Baco. Marian Rivera, commercial model, actress, and TV host. Wife of actor Ding Dong Dantes. Hilarion Francisco Rubio, director of the Centro Escola University Conservatory of Music, a full professor of the UP Conservatory of Music, founder and the first president of the Philippine Bandmasters Association. Cesar N. Sarino, former Secretary of Interior and Local Government and former General Manager of the Government Service Insurance System. Wesley So, 8th youngest chess grandmaster in history. Sister Cities. Gallery. See also, Manila Cavite Expressway. References. External links, City of Bacoor, Bacoor Information, official website of the Provincial Government of Cavite, Philippine Standard Geographic Code, Philippine Census Information.